There we go. Are we actually doing this? Is this really happening?
This is really
That's it. Let's go.
This is what we've been training for.
Hello and
all
welcome
of the last
to
2
another
years.
Woodshop podcast with Mike Coffey of Coffey Custom Builds, Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, and Peter Kapar of
What's
Petrie's
this
Workshop.
podcast called?
You can find us all as well as the podcast on Instagram and YouTube.
German. The whale's vagina.
Welcome to episode 95 of another Woodshop podcast. The rumors were not true. We did not quit. We never
Heyo.
quit. Never quitting, as long as the
We are-
paychecks keep coming.
Wait,
Yeah, so I guess we're quitting.
I guess we're quitting.
That was a weird way to announce we've quit, Pete. I don't think that was really cool.
The biggest prank show ever.
not cool.
Yeah, we did the whole
Small
we did
Woodworking
the whole
podcast
episode
plays
to
biggest
quit.
prank on their audience ever. Headline.
Yeah, everyone fell for. Anyway, hey, thanks. We're back. We're live. We're back. We did some lives last week, but we weren't live on a podcast. We didn't do a podcast. Dan and Pete were at my house. We had a great time.
They
Big
were mini
thank you to
podcasts.
Semi-Exact for giving us the tour of their facility. Wait, JKLOL. That didn't end up happening, but it was a big thanks to Semi-Exact for flying Dan and Pete out.
Yeah.
So that we could have a maker meetup. And it was really unfortunate that we couldn't go check out their facility. We'll talk more about that in the show, but
On the bench part.
thanks to those guys for, yeah. So thanks to those guys for getting us out. That was really, really awesome of them. We really appreciate it. I did want to say a big thanks to our sponsors, and that is Patreon. You folks over at Patreon are amazing. Your patrons are great. You guys are just the best. So we really appreciate your guys' continued support, even when we take 2 weeks off non-consecutively.
I feel like it was like
schlubs.
6 weeks. 6 weeks off.
Yeah,
We legitimately
we did
forgot
that
how to
dirt-
podcast some of this stuff.
I
Yeah,
forgot I was on
like,
a
what do I
podcast,
do?
period. Wait,
it
what?
was pretty wild times. We were very, very forgetful of our roles in this world and what we do. I'm really stalling right now so I can remember where all my buttons are on my stuff. So I don't hit the
See,
wrong stuff. No,
all these things we
Oh,
forgot.
coffee.
we forgot how. Well, I forgot how to hit this button,
Oh, Black Betty, Ram Lamb.
and that, of course, signifies that we're gonna read some reviews, and we have quite a few reviews this week.
Yay.
Big thanks to all of our reviewers, specifically the reviewers in our key demographic of reviewers. Our podcast is our demographic. Our main demographic is people who review stuff, which is really good because we have a whole review segment.
That works out so well.
Know your audience.
Hiker Trash 79 says this 5 out of 5. Of course, I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to AWP. Thank you, Hiker Trash. Not your best work. Our next review is from DL Mill 10. It's from Daniel, but let's see. 5 stars. I began listening to AWP about a year ago for tool recommendations. As a totally not real made up at all for this story, aspiring wood butcher, I was ecstatic when the guys raved about the Saw Stop hot dog saw. because I've been in the market for one of these pork emulsion slicers since graduating from the Meat Institute.
The meat is.
To my dismay. What, Dan?
Oh, nothing. Go on.
Okay, to my dismay, the saw creates a loud noise that I can only describe as a gun blast and retracts the blade whenever I try to cut my meat. Initially, I thought this was a fluke, but after 37 attempts and after a few unfortunate raids by local law enforcement, I can confidently say that this saw won't cut meat. Although disappointing, I will say it cuts through bird's eye pine and rustic MDF like a dream. Can confirm rating system is still broken. 5 stars because there's no other option. Daniel, random guy. That's right. Random guy 1 of the Big IG.
Can you imagine graduating cum laude from the Meat Institute?
Cum laude?
Cum laude, isn't that cum loud?
Can we
Cum laude?
name this episode graduating class of Meat Institute? Like 2022 class of Meat Institute
Wouldn't it be like the North Alabama Meat Institute or something like
of
that?
technology.
But it wouldn't even be like a proper direct, it'd be like Left Alabama Meat Institute of Technology. That's rude. That's unfair. No. Hey, we've got another review though. So the review segment is coming in hot, coming into the new year. Happy 2022, everyone. This is from Gedney. 5 out of 5, of course. That's the only option. I was going through a very hard time in my life. Everything seemed to be crumbling around me. Then I found the AWP podcast. I've listened to almost every episode now, and my life hasn't changed at all. I mean, like zero change.
So we're about
not a zilch. But that means I didn't get worse either. So there is that. AWP. It won't make your life worse.
Fantastic. I want that on a t-shirt.
Write that down. Hold on. Pete, write it down. You're not doing anything.
I got it. I'm on it.
No, Dan's got it. Dan's got to make a design tonight.
I got it.
I like that. I actually want that shirt made for myself right now. I want to get that. It won't make your life worse.
I'll work on it.
All right.
What do you got to lose? Like, it's so great. AWP, what do you got to lose?
AWP, you can afford not to listen.
We have a new Yelp review if you want me to read it, if you're done over there.
No, didn't we have that one rave review from a long time? Long time.
I can't access from the website that more than 3 right now. It tries to open the podcast app on my
Got
Mac,
it.
So let me read this one from
that.
Matthew L. in
That's
Anchorage,
how many reviews we have, guys.
Alaska.
I can't even
3
read all the
plus.
new ones because there's so many. There's more than 3. Sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
It's all right. We got an episode coming up next week. We can drop them then.
Maybe
Perhaps.
we don't.
You never
Suspense.
know.
I like to make fake
It's a new
suspense.
year,
We'll
new
definitely
us. This is from Matthew L. in Anchorage, Alaska. He's writing in on our Yelp page. So if you didn't know, we have a Yelp page. Just look for another Woodshop podcast.
You check that
it's a
out.
radio station.
Lots of good
in
content over there.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha.
Matthew says, so many good recommendations from this place. I tune in on the web, but I wish I could listen locally. The DJs, Dan, Pete, and the other guy are great. I can't wait to hear their show every week. You kind of have to experience it for yourself. But I can tell you, if they've turned that frown upside down, my swamp ash is gone. My CNC erector works properly. They've helped me tune my tool, and my wood grows so much better. Thanks, AWP. Thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome.
Said the other guy.
All right. You're welcome, other guy. So that's it for our beautiful review segment. It's one of the best review segments in the history of review segments. The next segment that we go into, and it's been so long, I actually haven't even thought about. Typically, I write down what's on my bench so I can do the what's on my bench segment. But we can't do anything. What?
I pulled it up. If you want me to read that one more review.
Oh, the review. Yeah, go ahead.
So this is coming from a longtime listener because he apparently still listens after years of not enjoying the show. RJ Hammy, the one, the only.
RJ Hammy's
Hammy's back.
I forgot about the RJ Hammy.
Yeah, this one's titled
I wonder who it is.
Meh, which means, he's in with the whole joke, the inside joke. He goes, another hobby podcast by hobby, quote unquote, makers. Hard to listen to. Thank you for listening, RJ Hammy.
Yet again, RJ Hammy.
Thank you for listening, getting all the jokes. I really appreciate it. We also love the fact that you think you keep giving us bad reviews, but don't know the fact that...
don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I don't care. It replaces the old review. So it's just the same review over and over again. Thanks, bud. Keep them coming. These are great.
Rim job Hammy. So big thanks to RJ Hammy. We always appreciate your consistency.
Yeah.
And that you're using jokes from the show to mock the show. So anyway, big thanks to you. So the next
RJ
segment,
Hammy down.
as always.
What?
I said more like RJ Hammy down.
I need a break sound effect really bad. It's like a hard.
Yeah, you do. Like
or just crickets.
I could just start doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
With my mouth.
You just did. Oh yeah.
No.
If anyone can do it with their mouth.
I thought we were in a car.
There you go.
Where's the car at? Where's the pilot at? Okay. All right. So the next thing we always do, and it's very important that we do this segment because it kind of is the cornerstone of our show. It's called What's on Our Bench.
What's on my bench?
It's actually What's on My Bench. I got the name wrong. I haven't done the show in so long. And I even used that as the caption for my post today on Instagram. So it's like, what's on your bench? I was trying to actually get in. I was actually trying to make a post about the podcast, and then I got totally sidetracked with client call and made a completely different post. So it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why the views are down. Pete, how was your week?
My week, or I guess,
how was your
the last time we
week?
Recorded? It was just after Christmas, right?
2 weeks ago?
Before New Year's?
Sometime around Thanksgiving, actually, I think.
Yeah, because I had a moment earlier when I was like,
I've checked out since then.
Did we record this year already? So what's on my bench?
Let's go over this week.
Let's go with this week. Well, I mean, I visited a friend. It was great.
Oh, yeah?
Flying back was actually great. I got changed
guy.
to a direct flight, which was awesome. But I'm not going to lie, I was really bummed out that we didn't get to see the facility at Semi-Exact. I mean, it was awesome to still hang out with you guys, but did we actually explain what happened with that?
No, go for it.
So we got an email the night before we're supposed to leave for the facility, and it's from one of the co-founders, the guy that was going to give us the tour, and he says he's sick and he's probably COVID positive, as is other people at the facility. So we won't be able to do the trip. And we're like, wait, so because the way they said it was kind of vague. We're like, so wait, no trip. And then apparently, what was it in the morning, Mike? We got a confirmation.
Yes, yeah. The actual confirmation email was in the morning, and then he texted me. Well, he texted me after. Well, anyway,
yeah.
They let us know. It was kind of vague. We clarified. They clarified. It was a bummer.
But I'm glad that we found out beforehand and didn't find out 2 days later, because that would have been awful. But yeah, got to hang out
make the drive there, knock on the door,
and they're like,
"Oh, didn't anybody tell you? Sorry,
yeah, sorry guys, we're closed." So that was fun, but we got to hang out with Mike. I got to do some work in the shop with Mike, which was really awesome, and around the property. Dan was there too, which was cool.
Dan was there.
Yeah, I got to hang out with Jack, watched him play Minecraft, which was a lot of fun. He's a cool kid. You got a cool kid there. And your wife, a lot cooler than you've led us to believe. Every time we meet her, she just gets cooler.
Got a cool wife.
Yeah. Did you guys know that
She's
Mike plays video games? I didn't know that.
Does.
Mike plays Stardew Valley, and that makes him really cool. I'm gonna call you out on that because I think that's actually really cool. Now him and his wife play together, and that's, I think, really sweet. So enough about Mike and his trip. I'm back in the shop this week. This week, I don't know about you guys, but this trip, although very welcome, came at a very bad time because I feel like first of the year, hitting the ground running with a lot of stuff. I still have some momentum on Etsy, or a lot of momentum on Etsy. It just was very early in the year. It was not the best time. So I came back home to 30 orders or something. And it was a lot of big orders, and I was already wiped out from all the orders around the holidays. I just haven't been able to catch up on printing the stuff. So the last couple of days, these printers have been running basically nonstop. My other one arrived as well. The day I got to Mike's house, it arrived here. So I've been putting that together. It's a bit of a build, so I still have another hour of putting it together left. I'll probably get that knocked out tonight. And I've just been trying to get caught up. I gotta get a lot more of those ice climbing handles. I think I talked about that last time we did the show, but I delivered a large batch of those ice climbing handles, those training tools, those things that look like marital aids with leather whips on the end. Those things that actually got to do a post about it.
Marital aids.
Yeah. And then I got to deliver a bunch more by tomorrow because they're actually going to an ice climbing festival, and they need to. The ones I gave them are already sold, so I need to give them more. And the way they're making it sound is they're going to want to do this more, even more of it in the future. So we'll see how that all works out. Because the client's a little needy, but I think I got to a point where our expectations are pretty clear, and they're basically trying to rush me as if I was a production facility, and I'm like, yeah, I have a life and another job, so you guys need to calm down because I told you it's going to take a bit. So getting all those knocked out, getting that done. My dad's been helping me in the shop a little bit too, which has been great. I insulated my attic above the shop, and oh my God, it's such a difference. Not just with heat, it's the shop's actually retaining heat a lot better, but the noise. If you guys remember, I put the blower for the dust collection, fume extraction for the laser, and the compressor up in the attic. And now that the insulation is down, I thought it was quiet already. The noise is cut down dramatically. It's so much better. So that's been kind of nice. Don't have to hear it as much. And I could also run my table saw, dust collector, planer, joiner, whatever, and you can barely hear it in the house now upstairs, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So definitely helps out. I still have to insulate my door. I'm going full Spagnolo with the basically enclosing it completely with insulation and like hard insulation, and then just building a frame around it or something like that. That's gonna be temporary until the summer because I like to have the doors open, but figured, I'll put it up for now. What else? I guess that's kind of it. I'm trying to not take on some client work for the next couple of weeks or months after this, because there's still a lot of projects in the house that I actually want to start building things for the house. I'm getting tired of just kind of like living around, almost finished projects. So you need to knock out some quarter round for the baseboards still that we haven't done since we installed the floors. I got to do some painting and want to start renovating a bathroom as well. So gonna start tackling that stuff. But that's it for me. Mike, what's on your bench?
Pretty busy right now. I got probably should have planned better. Doing this I did this learning tower thing back for the holidays. Customer, I think I talked about this on the last episode, that the customer wasn't happy with the size of the tower, wasn't big enough. So I had to redo the design. I actually like the new design more in terms of the actual fabrication. The end result, I'm not sure I like it as much as the smaller one. I think the smaller one looks a little bit tidier and cleaner. But if you need a taller stool, then you need a taller stool. So it functions for that purpose very well. But getting that wrapped up. I got the first few coats of finish on that. Try to ship that out tomorrow. We're doing a set of sapele or African mahogany steps for a spa for a customer. It's one of the like holdover projects from when I was getting my shop up and running and things weren't really, I wasn't able to do anything. So that project is getting wrapped up now. Got stained today and it's getting finished on it tomorrow. So I'll try to deliver that on Tuesday or maybe even this weekend. And then I've got, we were starting to mill up some red oak today. I've got some aprons and legs for a kitchen island out of red oak. The customer wanted red oak. They're like a DIYer type person. They don't have the machines to mill and make the substructure. So they had me make them. They're going to be doing all the finish work. They're going to be doing all the attachment, all that stuff. So it's a pretty easy job for the most part.
So you just making
we also started milling up.
That's it?
No, just making the legs and the aprons. That's it.
Oh,
legs
that's
and
it.
aprons
Oh, wow.
for an island. Yeah, that's it. And then, they actually bought, I guess that wasn't clear. They actually bought an antique island. They ripped the top off and put a big slab of granite on the top. So the legs and the apron are actually holding up like the weight of the island, of the granite piece. So it's kind of interesting. We started milling up some zebra wood today for these countertops we got. Yesterday was a bunch of running around.
How did you like that zebra wood?
It's kind of
smells,
stringy.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it smells. Not a big fan. It looks great.
Looks cool.
It looks great. It tools nice. It's a cool looking wood. Working it isn't great, but it's fine. It's not like terrible. It's not like working like redwood, which is just super soft. And it's not like working I don't know. White oak gets kind of stringy like that too. Like white oak gets kind of like annoying.
I feel like zebra wood is way more stringy than anything I've ever worked with.
Yeah, no,
to the point
it
where
definitely is for sure.
Hi, Luna.
To the point where I use it to cut bow ties and stuff, and I'll put some double-sided tape on the back of the wood, on the back of the zebra wood. When I pull off the double-sided tape, like it pulls some strings of wood off with the tape.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that. It's real stringy. And then yesterday I picked up a redwood slab, which is going to become a countertop. And then I picked up 2 black walnut slabs, which are going to be a 2 bar tops for a guy. And then Sean ran up yesterday up to Bidwell. I got a customer who I landed this really awesome black. It's a Claro walnut live edge table. Really excited to build this for this guy. This guy is a super cool customer. He's a great guy. And we've got the same vision in mind for this thing. So I showed him my ideas and he's like, this is exactly what I want for this table. So it's perfect. Like things just synced up great. So we'll be starting on the redwood table and the the Claro walnut table next week. And then the 2 walnut bar tops, the wood isn't quite dry yet. The guy's had it for a couple of years, but I want to let it acclimate in the shop for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I think we'll be there. So other than that, it's really busy. I'm trying to land some other jobs right now. Oh, I got this these 6 foot tall marquee letters that are actually pretty cool for a wedding. They're going to be 6 foot tall. It's going to spell love. I'm not doing the electrical. I'm just doing the MDF body. But they're 6 foot tall, and it's just really cool. I got the design mostly done today. I got like the first 3 letters designed out so I could do all the cuts. They're just being made out of MDF. So everything's going to be cut out of 3/4 inch ultralight MDF on the CNC, and then we're just going to assemble. So
that's cool.
That's
is
a cool
it
project.
like
Yeah, it's actually it's going to be cool. I like these weird ones.
Is it going to be like T design?
Yep.
So like, okay. So you're going to do dados and everything?
Exactly.
There's no T in the word love.
Yes. No.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not going to, I'm literally just going to just do butt joints because it's going to be surrounding the whole thing. Everything will join together. It's just MDF. It'll soak it. It'll be just fine. Yeah. I'm not even going to dado it. It's just going to be a frame around the whole thing. So, and we'll,
because I was thinking like the ones that people do,
places.
they'll cut out the plywood or whatever, they'll drill their holes and then they like attach the sheathing, the metal sheathing around it, but it's like half in the back, half in the front to like hide the electrical.
That's what it's going to be, but MDF.
Oh, okay. So it is like, I meant T as in like it's going to join in the center of the sides. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's exactly what it's going to be, but it won't have a dado. It'll just be a butt joint.
Butt joint.
I was making bad jokes.
Yeah. Oh, what'd you say, Dan? I'm sorry.
What's up, Dan?
I said there's no T in the word love.
It is if you try hard enough.
Where's that sound? I was like, I need to hit the button, and Dan started doing it. No. Yeah, so that's gonna actually just be fun, just because it's a weird project. Like it's super fun, like one-off project.
I love those types of projects. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're super cool. I hope I can get more stuff like that. I'm working on a job right now. Actually, I've been working on this job for like 2 months now. I really hope I get it. It's a really cool project. I've got a guy from the community. I'll say what they are. It's 4 doors. It's 2 sets of doors. Each door is 4 foot by 8 foot. So it's an 8 foot tall by 8 foot wide opening, and they're carriage doors. They're like really old fashioned looking type doors, but they're shaker with glass in them and stuff. Yeah. So I really hope I can get those job. It's just a really exciting job. Hopefully me and the potential customer can come to an agreement on that. But that's what I've been working on with that. Today, Sean and I, actually my uncle came over and him and I pulled the electrical through the trench that Pete helped me dig that went to the spray booth.
Dan helped.
We got the electrical.
I did most of the help, really.
Delusion. We got the breakers in the sub panel. We ran the electrical to the shop, and then it's terminated in the shop right now into a junction box. So Sean and I are actually, I've got a lot of spraying I'm doing tomorrow, so we can't really run any tools. That's why I need a spray booth. So I can't really run any tools. So tomorrow, while I'm spraying some pieces, we're going to go get all the rest of the electrical stuff and the insulation and try to knock out the electrical and the insulation tomorrow. And then this weekend, I'm taking Saturday, Sunday, Monday off because my wife's off Monday and we want to have we're going on a date Saturday.
Wow.
And my in-laws are taking the boy overnight. So we got a date Saturday, and then Sunday we want to work on the property. And then Monday we just want to hang out. So it's going to be a nice weekend, but I got to work on a few projects. I got like 8 Etsy orders I need to get to. And I was going to work on those kind of this weekend. And those are like one-man jobs. I don't need any help with those. So it's busy right now. It's really busy. I'm really happy with how busy it is. I'm really fortunate. So it's good times. Then Dunlap.
Well,
what about you?
I don't know if you guys know this, but I took a small trip to California. I went to see my friend Mike Coffee, and my other friend Pete was there. That was the other guy. So yeah, like what Pete said, we were going to go on this trip to Semi Exact, and it kind of didn't happen, but that's all right. We still want to give huge shouts out to Semi Exact for sponsoring Pete and I's trip to California.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future we can make really this facility tour happen. That would be really great. I'm really excited to see this.
That would be great.
Also, Dan, talk about the meetup because we didn't talk about it.
I'm planning on it. It's in my notes, bud.
Also, I don't want to say like we want to do it just because we want Dan and Pete to come out here, like to get the flights paid for. I really want to see that facility. Yeah, like that infrastructure stuff. That infrastructure stuff really sounds cool. So we'll talk with them. We really appreciate them doing that. So go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Yeah, and Pete said that we had a little meetup at Coffee's place. We the podcast kind of sponsored a meetup at Mike's place, and we got pizza, and there were like 15 people or so that showed up.
Yeah,
it was a good time. It was a beautiful day outside, so we were all outside. There was plenty of space for
gorgeous day.
Social distancing. Don't want people to think that we were being.
We were just hanging around the fire pit,
unresponsible,
drinking beers, having pizza.
It was great. Jokes. It was awesome.
It was great. Everyone had a good time. Everyone was a podcast listener.
Yeah,
it was a good time. Great.
Yeah, and so huge shout out to Daniel Langley. He gave each one of us a mug.
Thanks, Daniel.
That was really dope. Pete's got his, so if you're watching the video, you can see Pete's
dancing with the czars.
Mike had, I forget what your mug looked like, a flannel.
It had Jason Bent. It had Jason Bent and like my dream bubble or whatever.
Yeah.
And mine looks like a bow tie king, so that's fitting. I love it.
The bow tie king of Sarpy County.
Oh, Sarpy! I forgot about Sarpy.
And banging in the back.
All right.
By the way, I think the break sound should just be an end mill running through 3/4 inch plywood at full speed.
And then noise in the world. I want to give another shout out to Ken, your old neighbor. He gave us some hats.
Ken's great.
Ken's awesome.
Ken Clevenger Guitars. Did I say that right?
Ken Clevenger Guitars. Yep. I love Ken.
Thanks, Ken.
He's a good dude.
Everyone to meet him.
So aside from all that fun, I'm still working on the door. It's a very large door. In case you haven't
saw, you got it flattened today.
I got it flattened for a second time. Story. I did. I saw you react. I know what you're doing. You're not sly.
I gotta go check my stories.
So that was a little nerve-wracking because if you've been following along, you know that I had to reskin it with 3/4 inch oak.
Because the first one exploded, right?
No, we went too thin on the flattening. We the door
1 inch doors. That's a thing. 1 inch doors.
Once you flatten, wood moves, Dan. So it shrunk.
Oh yeah, it thinned out like a pancake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotcha.
It's cold outside.
So I had to reskin the door with more wood, and we re-flattened it. So like a bozo, I'm not a smart man sometimes. Like a bozo, when I was reskinning the door, I was having trouble clamping down the middle of the door. So 30 inches in, I couldn't get any clamping pressure in the middle. So I like the smart guy I am, I used a brad nailer, and I brad nailed the wood down. Yeah, I never told anyone this.
Hey guys, can you flatten my slab full of nails?
So I got it to the guy, the place here in Omaha that does my slab flattening. I'm like, so here's the deal.
Or Zach.
No, it wasn't Zach. It's another company. Okay. But believe it or not, we were gonna go around all the nails, and there was only like 12. I didn't do like a whole
200,
bunch.
200 nails.
12 it was just tiny little brad nails.
No, 12's not a big deal.
We accidentally missed one. We were gonna go around them, but we accidentally missed one, and it went right through it. And we're like, keep going. I'm like, hey, if something happens, I'll buy you a new bit.
Yeah, brad nail will go through it. Yeah.
It went through it just fine. I was like, oh, thank God.
Hubble.
But I'm gonna have to like nail those nails down, or at least sink them a little bit and then fill them in so that they're invisible.
Can't wait to watch that story.
Yeah.
Trying to nail them in deeper with another nail.
Yeah. Well, there's a nail. You can get a nail punch. Come on, that's a thing. Anyway, I've had Etsy orders out the yin yang, just like Pete and Mike. I am the bow tie king of Sarpy County. I mean,
I don't have that many Etsy orders, not like you guys.
I don't have as many as Pete. I think Pete's like killing it.
It's a lot of small orders.
So like when we were at Mike's house,
it was a lot of big orders in your part.
When we were at Mike's house,
I had a lot of big orders.
Pete has his notifications on.
A couple of orders was a lot.
You not only do you have your notifications on, but like you have the sounds on.
Volumes at 11.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Like Pete's making sales right and left. I'm not doing nearly as many as Pete, obviously.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Wait till you're the bow tie king of Nebraska.
Anyway, moving on from Etsy. I also had to make a yoga mat rack for a client in California. I should have brought it with me. No, I think they're somewhere in San Francisco. I made that out
on.
of cherry, and I used walnut dowels, like 1-inch walnut dowels. It looks really, really sharp. I haven't even shared any pictures of it yet, but that's done. I need to get that shipped out
dowels?
probably tomorrow. Well, I bought cherry, you see, and I made 1-inch holes with my drill press, but I accidentally bought 1 1/8-inch cherry dowels. And then when I went back to
lathe,
yeah. When I went back to Woodcraft to buy 1-inch cherry dowels, they didn't have any freaking cherries. So I had to buy walnut. And I'm like, oh, that looks good. Hopefully the client will like that. Which, by the way, they haven't responded back to me. So maybe they hate it. I don't know.
Really mad.
Probably. Yeah, that's it. And I also bought another router because you can't ever have too many routers.
Dan, we've talked about this.
I needed to be able to use that big Infinity Mega flush trim bit in a handheld router, and the only router that I have that will be able to use that with a 1/2-inch collet is in my router table, and I didn't want to have to like take it in and out, so I just bought another one. It just seemed like the easier option. Yeah, no,
that's great. Which router did you get?
I bought that Bosch 1617, I believe.
15, 17, 18.
16, 17.
The two numbers are almost next to each other.
2 1/4 horsepower. And I also got, speaking of tools, new tools, I got one of those track squares from the gentleman on IG. I think he goes by Mick Robb, or it looks like Micro B, actually. Woodworks. I think he's from Pete's motherland.
From
not
Gdańsk,
Russia.
Polska.
Poland.
Yep.
That's my Polish accent. Poland.
Yep.
Yeah, I got one of those. I'm excited to have that. And that's it. That's the story of Dan. That's my truth.
Dan
awesome.
the man.
Let's go on.
No, your journey.
Woodworking journey.
That's it for what's on my bench. Thank God.
Oh wait,
I got tired of that.
One more thing. When we were at Mike's house, I got to use his Capex. Yeah. That thing is unbelievable.
Yeah,
the cleanness of that cut is crazy. Like it has got, if you cut, obviously you're using it to cross cut something. Typically, the cleanness of that cross cut, it feels like a finished piece. It is insane. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah. Going to Mike's is really bad for my wallet because on my next things to buy is now a Capex,
a tractor,
3-inch, a tractor too. God, don't even get me started on a tractor. But the 3-inch Darrows, I really want it, and those Jessam rail guide, stock guides, yeah, the ones that go on top of your fence on a table saw. Yeah. Much excite. And then yes, a tractor. I want a tractor so bad.
Tractors are dope.
I think your tractor's sexy.
My tractor. It is sexy. I love that thing. They should write a song about that.
I want a Christmas tree farm.
Who's got time?
Go on.
I love having a Christmas tree farm. It's great. The first question. No, let's get into voicemails. I'm like going off of muscle memory now. We haven't done this in a while, so everything's kind of like really loosey-goosey. It's been upwards of 14 days. So this place falls apart pretty quick. If we aren't in practice, we don't know what's going on. But let's get into questions. The first one is from Ed over at E&J. Here's Ed's question.
Hey, fellas. Happy New Year. This is Ed Mancini yet again. The question I have for you guys today. I was recently having a conversation with somebody that was explaining to me that there is such a thing as asking a customer too many questions in regards to a custom piece of furniture. Example is if he came to me and said, hey, I want you to build me a table. I was explaining to him that my questions would be, okay, what shape of table, what are the dimensions of the table that you like, maybe what color and what sheen, just as an example. He told me that, those are too many questions that you're asking a customer, and, you might find yourself losing a customer over asking stuff like that. I was wondering from your points of view and the experience that y'all have you ever ran into that? Is there such a thing as maybe asking too many questions? And is that kind of standard for asking a customer just to get a basic idea of what they want? Again, I hope you guys have great success this year in both your businesses and in the podcast. Continue doing what you're doing. We're loving it. And I'll talk to you guys another time.
Dan, what do you think?
Well, I kind of see both sides of the coin a little bit on this. First of all, those are all very valid questions. I mean, if you're going to be working with a client that's probably going to spend several $1,000s on this table, you don't want to just guess at what they want. However, if you're not sending all those questions like at once and you're going back and forth with every response is one question, I could see how that would become a little annoying, right? If you're not just sending everything at once. I need all these details. So yeah, I kind of see both sides of the coin, but like I said, those are all very valid questions. These are things you need to know. One thing you could look at is if you have a website, put that into some sort of form so that you can get all that information. Or ask your client, hey, why don't you send me a photo from the internet of a table that you like, that you kind of want. Pete, what do you think?
So the questions you asked are like the three that you would want to ask on almost any job, is like size, color, and whatever the last one was. But like, I think what your friend may have been referring to is just more like maybe giving him too many options with the questions. Like, do you want to, this kind of finish, this kind of finish, this kind of finish? And like, if you give them too many options, sometimes you get yourself into trouble. Like, they're coming to you because they trust you with your style, or they've seen your work usually, and I think hitting them with the least amount of options and presenting the best that you think, what you think is the best option, while still staying within their desires, is good. But one thing I would recommend is ask your clients open-ended questions. You don't want to be asking questions like, do you want this wood? Yes. Do you want this stain? No. Like, ask them, what kind of look do you want it to be? Or is there a color you're trying to match? Or like Dan said, do you have any idea like of what you'd want? Can you send me a picture of something that you like? Don't ask them too much of like the yes and no questions. And like Dan said too, is try to get as much information in as quickly as possible. So having like a form, or Mike's probably going to bring up a really good tool like Jobber. Get a lot of that information you can beforehand, or have them present the information to you directly. Again, Jobber, great option for that, because they're basically giving you all the information you need to provide them with some kind of quote. So have them tell you the stuff. Don't ask them. That makes sense. Mike, what do you think?
You guys covered everything, honestly. I mean, you guys, all the things. I think like sometimes, Ed, like you and a customer just aren't going to work out. Sometimes you're just not the person for the job, and sometimes they're not the customer for you. So this to me is like a red. Did Ed say it was a customer, or his buddy
he said
was
a friend said it.
Saying that.
Yeah.
Oh,
asking
don't listen to your friend. He doesn't. Don't listen to someone who doesn't do this for a living, man. That guy doesn't do this. Don't even listen to people who don't do this, man. Seriously, don't. We do appreciate the question. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, that's just not. I mean, unless you're like, what's your favorite ice cream sundae? I mean, if you're asking relevant questions, the customer is going to appreciate that. But obviously, badgering them, they're not going to appreciate.
Right.
But if you're asking legit questions like what size, what shape, what color, those are like the most important questions. And they're like, whoa, this is too many questions. And you'd be like, this table is now $18,000, and then walk, because they're not going to be an easy customer to deal with for the whole process, and you're going to hate it. And a difficult customer, there's like no amount of money that is worth it with a difficult customer. So anyway, I think that your buddy is probably a nice guy and a good friend of yours, but he doesn't deal with this for reals. It's like going to people who have never ran a business for business advice. Just don't do that. It's dumb. So the next question is from Ryan Dodd. Ryan has this to say.
Hey, this is Ryan from Dodd's Workshop on Instagram. I love the podcast. Appreciate what you guys are doing. I have a question on a new respirator. I'm looking to upgrade. I have a beard, so the typical ones don't work very well. So I was looking at the Peak Power Cap or maybe the Trend Air Shield, something along those lines. And if I recall, you guys all had the Power Cap. So just wondering what your guys' thoughts were on it and if it was a worthwhile investment. Thanks.
I'll start first with, we don't have the power caps. We have the belt mounted unit that has like a face covering, like a fully enclosed unit. We didn't buy them. Peak Safety sent them to us as a promotion with the podcast. We thought we were going to get the power caps. I'll say that. And we ended up getting these belt mounted units. I would like to get the power cap still. And I'm probably going to make that purchase because now that I got a couple people in the shop, I would like to have that option. I will open with, I actually do like the belt mounted one, though it is cumbersome to have to put the belt on, but I do like how it works. And I do have a beard and glasses and it works well for me. And I'm not throwing Dan and Pete under the bus. This is just an important opinion of theirs, but they have different opinions of them than me. Dan.
Mike's correct. I have a different opinion. I do very much appreciate Peak Safety sending that out to me. But it is very cumbersome and I don't wear it because it's very cumbersome and I just don't feel like it fits my needs as well as wearing a paper mask or the other filtered mask that I already had. I'm not a huge fan. Pete?
So it's not that I'm not a huge fan. I did actually like the system. I think it does a really good job. Mine, I just felt like it wasn't creating the best seal in the best spots. And I may have just been like my unit one-off, but it wasn't blowing air out of the
Putting it over your unit.
What's up?
It's not going to work. If you're putting it over your unit,
so it wasn't blowing air out of the vents that it had as much as it was blowing out of there, but it was also shooting, like, it wasn't making a good seal on my face. I just have a big Polish head. That might be the problem too. It would blow right into my ears. And
you got a normal medium sized head.
Here, make it look massive.
Normal.
I never noticed.
But basically, it wasn't creating a good seal, and it would like blow into my ears, and just hearing like having like air blown right into your ears the whole time you're spraying or doing whatever. Not super comfortable. That being said, it was filtering the air pretty well and wasn't fogging up for me, which was great. So it works well. It didn't work well for my face. Yeah, and there is another one that I recently started following on Instagram that I saw somebody else use. I forget the name of it, but it's like, it almost looks like a space helmet. It like kind of goes over your whole head. And I'm blanking on a name. If I think of it or if I find it. What is it?
The Cousteau. It's Jacques Cousteau joke.
That was a terrible joke.
Yeah, do it, Dan.
Yeah. Break sound effect. Oh wait, I think I found it. It is the microclimate.
Favorites.
Microclimate. So it's like, it literally looks like a space helmet. I've actually trying to see if I can talk to them to get that as well.
You found that on accident? You were looking up other micro things at the time?
Yes. Busted. You got me. But yeah, so I mean,
micro.
That being said, the model you were talking about, that's the one that Jackman uses all the time, right? The one with the cans on top?
Peak Safety power cap. Yeah.
Yeah. He swears by it. He loves it. I've seen him use it multiple times and he loves it. And he does a lot of carving and epoxy work and stuff. So, you know, I think it's a good option. And they're worth it. Like, they're worth, if you're doing a lot of this stuff, they're worth it.
Get your hands on one. I think what the point is that three people here had different opinions about it. And I know Justin over at Rustic Grains has the same one we have, and Fallon uses it and likes it a lot. So there's opinions across the board. I mean, I wanted the power cap. Honestly, I didn't want the cumbersome belt thing, but it really, for me, does work. And then for Dan, they just don't like it. So, I mean, there's just opinions to be had on it. So try it for yourself. Mm-hmm. The next question is from Dylon. Dylon is really leaning into the wrapper thing, which we like.
Hey guys, it's Dylon Scott, 5 greatest rapper of all time, coming at you with a question for outdoor finishes. I'm building these Adirondack chairs, and they're made of cedar, and I'm wondering what would be the best finish for them. I'd like to keep it water-based, because I'm going to be spraying these in my basement, but I know, Mike, you had some issues with that cedar table. So I don't know what would be the best way to go about it. Also, I'm using a HomeRite sprayer that I just got for Christmas, and I've never used one before. So any tricks you got for that would be awesome, guys. Just keep up the great work and look forward to hearing from you.
So I did want to say that cedar that I was spraying was deodor cedar. And it's super sappy and super acidic. So I had problem. There was a couple things going on there. It's a very acidic wood, that specific species. Also, Target Coatings was having those issues with their finishes for a few months, and I was spraying the bad finish. So that was also part of it. So I'm not putting it on that because I don't actually know conclusively that the Target Coatings was the problem.
And Target has since rectified the problem.
Yeah. Yes. And I want to say, I got the 2 new gallons of the urethane and I sprayed it for the first time today. The new recipe or whatever, the chemistry in the new 9300, it sprays so nice. I've been spraying it all day. It's fantastic. He not only fixed the problem, he made a better product as a result of it. And I was actually talking with him today, the guy who owns Target, this new recipe. He's like, yeah, I had a gun to my head. I had to come up with a new chemistry or chemical makeup. That's literally his quote. Was I had a gun to my head. I had to get this fixed right away. So I came up with a better one. And it's it was just a squirt gun. It's it's a really good product. I really like it. I'm glad that he was able to get it fixed. But anyway, the point is, I don't think you'll have that problem, Dylon, on a typical piece of cedar. So I would recommend the Target 9300, the urethane. Halcyon is a great product if you want to stick with water-based. That's really the only ones I can recommend personally that I've used. I will say that the Target Coatings sprays better than the Halcyon sprays. It lays down nicer in my experience. So Dan.
First of all, with that being cedar and an outdoor piece of furniture, you don't have to finish it. You don't. Cedar is naturally rot resistant and bug resistant and all that fun stuff. What will happen is it'll turn gray over time, but you can get rid of that with a nice power washing. That's actually pretty satisfying to do. But if you do want to finish it, you can go with the, like Mike said, Total Boat Halcyon, or even their marine varnish. I mean, the marine varnish is built for boats, so it'll take an outdoor beating, so to speak.
But that is solvent based. Keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, he wants water based. True. You could go with the spar urethane. You can get a water-based spar urethane. I know Minwax makes it. Varathane makes that. Several other companies make it. So you can go to the home store, any home store, and get a water-based spar urethane. Or you can just do an oil-based. Well, you said you want water-based. Yep. There you go. There are my options. Pete, what do you got?
Thompson's Water Seal. I'm kidding.
Not water-based.
No, I'm kidding. The total joke. No, I'm gonna go with Halcyon too, and it sprays really well. Even with that HomeRite, you're gonna have a good time with it. So that's my one answer.
That shower that I made, that outdoor shower, sprayed that with the HomeRite with Halcyon. It came out great.
Yeah, you're gonna be happy with it.
Yep. And we didn't really give any tips and tricks for the HomeRite. It's pretty bold.
It just vrooms.
Tool.
It just goes.
It's a very user-friendly sprayer. Yeah. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Just clean it well, and that's it.
It's great for the price.
Put some stuff through it.
The next question is from I can't even read my own handwriting. Oh, it's Lee. I was like, leg. Who's leg?
Hey guys, it's Lee over at Regal Street. Hope you're all doing well. Quick question for you. I got a job coming up that's really going to justify me purchasing a domino. And I'm just not sure if I should spend up and get the 700 or if I can just, do everything I need to do with the 500. Any recommendations you guys have would greatly be appreciated. I don't foresee myself doing big, huge tables like Mike does all the time, but maybe some more, smaller sized furniture and stuff like that the 500 might be better suited for. Pros and cons, anything you can offer would be great. Appreciate it, guys.
Dad?
I think the 500 is going to get you to 95 to 98% of the stuff you want to do. You really don't need that 700 unless you're doing massive tables and you want big tenons to go into the legs, into the side skirts or rails or whatever they're called. Or if you're a door builder and you're building big panel doors, then that 700 is going to come in handy. For the most part, that 500 is plenty. That's all I have. I want the 700 out of pure like selfishness, greed. I don't need it. I just want it because I'm a tool hoarder. I've never felt the limitations of the 500. It's usually plenty. Pete, you have the 500, yeah?
I have the 500, and that would be my answer. I've used the 700 once, and yeah, I don't see a real need for it myself personally. I think the 500 does a good job, and if you're ever in a situation where you need, like, let's say you're doing some beefier legs or something, you can just do more dominoes, add some extra support there. And, nothing you put out in that small shed shop would yield a 700 or need a 700. Oh, I'm kidding. I love you, Lee. I love you. No, but really, I could see the use case for it, but I feel like the 500 is already so baller. Like, you might not really need it. And the money, you're saving a ton of money too by going that route. Mike, you've got both, so you're going to be the expert on this.
No, I mean, you can get by with exactly the percentage that I was going to throw out is what Dan threw out. 95 to 98% you can do with the 500. I do lots of large tables, and I've only been in like 4 scenarios where I needed the 700. And that's, you really don't need it that much. With doors and stuff, it's going to be really important. You want those really, they have tenons that are, the cutter on some of these things are like, oh, that thing's, it's like longer than my finger. My middle finger.
He's got long middle fingers. Trust me.
Yeah, it's wild. Corn. But yeah, the thing that has its purposes, but it's not for the majority of what people are doing. So no, don't even look at the 700, Lee. I bought the 700 as my first domino, and I was using the Seneca adapter, and I was like, oh, sick. I can do everything that the big one can do and everything that the small one can do.
That's what I was going to say on the flip side.
But the problem is then now the domino 700 is a heavy tool.
Big tool.
It's a 2-handed tool, and you're still like, yeah, this is kind of heavy with 2 hands. So it's a beefy monster of a machine. That thing's got like a 5-phase,
the
18
500,
horsepower. No,
5-phase. The 500 is just, it's fairly lightweight, and you can, if you're not securing your piece and actually you want to hold it while you're using it, it's kind of nice too. Now, honestly,
yeah,
get yourself, if you need a big job,
but
buy a cheap mortiser for the money you're saving on the Domino 700. If you
get the domino, dude. If you got the money in the job, get the domino.
Well, get the domino. I'm saying, but then like the money you're saving between the 2 models, you can get a mortiser if you ever have like a big job like that.
Yep.
Yeah, you could do that for sure. Yeah, 500 is great. It's unbelievable how many applications you can use that domino for.
I've never regretted that purchase 1 minute.
Yeah,
you'll love it, dude.
I don't know how many times a week. I don't use it every day, but I use it every week. And every time I'm like, oh, I could use the domino for that. You can use it to attach tabletop clips and Z clips and stuff to tables. You put the 3 on there and you cut it's just fantastic. Anyway, the next question is not from Leg.
Adam Barnett.
It's from Adam Barnett. So here's Adam's question.
Happy New Year and welcome back, boys. It's been weird without you. I started listening to this show called Shop Sound.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
I don't know. It's okay.
Yes, make it sound dirty.
But yeah, I have a question. So the first question for the new year, I'm gonna buy a joiner because I am in dire need of one. I want to join hardwoods. It would be awesome to face joint, like longboards if I could. So probably need something with power, and probably need something with a pretty decent sized in-feed, out-feed. So I'm pretty sure I'm not ending up with a benchtop joiner here. But yeah, what do you guys recommend? I do not have like $2,000, but I do want to put some decent money into it. You know, buy once, cry once. What do you recommend?
Dan?
Well, I think we're all going to have kind of the same answer. I mean, we're all Laguna fanboys. We all have a Laguna jointer. You're going to want to at least buy minimum an 8-inch jointer. That's what Pete and I have. Mike has the big old 12-inch monster. It's a massive thing.
You do not need a 12-inch jointer.
It looks like an aircraft carrier.
USS Coffee.
So I'm saying whatever you buy, whatever brand, you're going to want at least an 8-inch jointer. And it should at least have a helical head on it. You will not regret that purchase. Straight knives are dead. Helical head is the way to go. And for the beds, yeah, you're going to want something longer. Maybe I forget how long the beds are on our jointer. I want to say they're at least 36 inches on either side.
I think so. I think that
feels about right.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, 36 is pretty good. Most of the stuff you're going to face joint is going to be no longer than 8 feet. So if you have 36 inches of space on each side, that should be plenty. That's what I think. Mike, do you have any insight on this?
Yeah, I think, Adam, that you're going to hit a hard, tough wall with your $2,000 limit.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you're going to get, you said you want to buy once, cry once, but not when you say something like, I want to get the jointer for less than 2,000. That just doesn't exist, unfortunately, dude. I mean, it's just not a thing. I would say you're going to want at least a 1.75 or 2 horsepower motor. I think, Adam, that you could get away with a 6-inch, but I really don't think you should buy a 6-inch. I think you should get an 8-inch, knowing you. I think you should.
Well, he specifically mentioned face jointing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can face joint 6-inch boards.
6-inch
they're just
too.
not, they're just not, you're limited. I mean, you're just limiting yourself. Cause I mean, you start, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Just do it. Get the 8-inch jointer, dude. Just do it. I know it's like really easy for some dude on a podcast to say, yeah, man, spend your money. But I mean, just do it. I know you, Adam. I know you're actually real serious about continuing with your woodworking stuff. And you're not going to be like in 9 months, be like, man, I wish I hadn't spent $400 more on that.
Yep.
It's nothing. Like, that's nothing. That's no amount, like $400 more or whatever. It's nothing. Like, don't
Here's
even
Here's the great thing about these larger tools. They retain their value. So if something happens, you could easily sell a jointer on the marketplace and get your money back. Because that's the other thing. If you're going to look for them for a used one on the marketplace, you're going to have a hard time because they go quick.
Yeah. And right now there's a lot of supply chain issues. So anything that's worth anything, Sean, the guy who works in my shop with me, he actually it's unreal. He found literally the brand new 20-inch planer, the Laguna 20-inch planer on the marketplace.
What?
Literally brand new. Like this thing for $4,000. The guy thought it was busted. The brand new PX, I think it's the PX20 is what it's called.
Wow.
He's got it in his shop right now. The guy thought it was busted. The infeed roller was set during a move or something, the infeed roller was set too low. I mean, Sean couldn't get down there fast enough. Sean was like, whatever's broken with this thing, I'm going to fix it. I mean, it saved him a few thousand. Yeah. I mean, the thing's brand new. I mean, brand new. Some dude had a production cabinet shop. He had multiple 20-inch jointers in the shop. He was like, this one just doesn't work. I got to get rid of it and get a new one. So,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to find them. They're going to be gone quick. People are doing this right now. Lots of people are woodworking. Lots of people are buying tools, and especially these bigger tools, these like non-hobbyist grade tools. Business is good right now for a lot of people, and people are snagging up good tools. They're investing in their businesses right now. So, I'm on the Laguna site because we're all kind of Laguna fans here. Not kind of, I love Laguna. But the JX8 with the ShearTech 2, so
like 3,500, right?
It's $3,200 right now.
Huh.
That's a real tough pill to swallow, dude, but you'll never need to replace your jointer ever again.
Ever.
So just think about that. Like, you won't have to go through this dance.
Like the blade.
Yeah, well, and it's got the ShearTech. It's got the ShearTech.
You've had yours for how long now? How long have you had your jointer? Over a year?
Year and a half now.
And
I've had it
the
for
amount
a year to a year and a half
of milling you do? You have still yet to rotate your teeth, right?
I've never rotated my teeth.
Yeah.
And I run. I mean, we did those 17 white oak, 8-quarter white oak tabletops. I mean, I don't know how much walnut I pass through there. I mean, I probably do, I don't know how much wood. Anyway, it's a lot. And I don't ever have to turn them. I never have had to turn mine, and they're super sharp still. I ran, today I ran some 12-quarter ash through it, and it doesn't matter. It was 12 inches wide. I maxed that thing out. It didn't even slow down. And it's quieter than a knife, traditional knife head. I mean, it's just way quieter. It's amazing what the power is behind those things. I mean, it's really scary, honestly. But yeah, you get yourself an 8-inch with the helical head. I couldn't agree with Dan more. Adam, it sucks, but just make the purchase, dude. I know you're going to do this for a while. You're not. There's a lot of people out in the community who like call and we're like, oh, should we get it? It's like, man, I don't think this person. And a lot of these times, these people just they just go away.
Adam,
like we'll see some of these people in the community.
Don't just make the purchase, make the investment.
Nice.
Yeah, make the investment, man. I mean, there's people out there. You're going to, I can't wait to hear about the phone call in 3 weeks when you get your new 8-inch joiner with the helical head. Pete,
yep.
What about you?
So I'm going to go, yes, I agree with all of it. The 8-inch joiner, helical head, make the investment. However, if, your budget is tight right now, or that's the cap, let's make some money.
Sell some meth.
To get to that point. And what I'll tell you is, do not even waste your time buying a new 6-inch helical head joiner. Don't even bother. Like, no. It's like
you're just going to want to upgrade it.
It's like putting a
almost
spoiler on a Honda
Civic.
Adam. It's useless. However, I think a 6-inch is a good starting point. If you're at that point where like you need a joiner, but you don't have the $3,500 to spend on this thing, get a marketplace joiner. Get by with a cheaper one, and then make the investment. Make some money with that joiner, but do not spend full price money on a 6-inch joiner.
He did say buy once, cry once.
Well, you're gonna have to cry with your wallet, or you're gonna have to make money to get to that $3,500. But honestly, like the guy said, it's such a good investment. This will probably be the last joiner you ever buy. You'll have that thing forever. And it's amazing. It's a really good tool to have in your shop.
Boom.
Word.
Boom.
You've been AWP'd on.
No,
that's another t-shirt. That's another t-shirt. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Hit us up if you want one of these t-shirts.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's the new great one. Okay. I don't know where that came from, but I'm happy it did. Just
wow. What a way to get
Dan, you know what graphic needs to be used.
All right.
Can you make R. Kelly's face
no.
Peeking out from behind a Chevy Trail Boss bed?
Yeah.
What is happening?
All right.
That's all the
Do we
questions.
have any more questions?
No, that's it.
No, that's it. Thought we'd go out on a high note with that one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good thing we're not sponsored this week.
Thanks for yeah, we are. I forgot to mention the patrons.
Patrons, yeah.
Oh no, I did mention it.
Oh, we didn't do the giveaway. We have a giveaway.
Oh, we didn't do the giveaway.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks everyone for hanging on.
Dan, we got to do a giveaway. You got to keep them to the end.
We have a monthly giveaway from Macbeth Hardwood. Thank you to Macbeth. I can't believe we totally spaced. We were having so much fun. We were getting back to the swing of things. Completely spaced off the fact that we have a giveaway from Macbeth Hardwood. This month, they are giving away a Porter Cable framing nailer.
Framing nailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
So let's
You're going to get yourself possibly a Porter Cable nail gun of some sort. We need a code phrase. And gosh, I love AW Pedon.
No, that's not it.
It's gotta be. Come on.
No, it's
No.
AWP.
Oh, I guess it is a sponsored
Dawn.
giveaway.
Yeah, it's a sponsored thing. DAWN, AWP.
No, just
Dawn.
DAN or DON.
DON.
Yeah, AWP.
Like the Godfather.
Dawn.
AWP Don.
There we go.
No, that's not
AWP Don.
It's not it. No,
I don't have anything else. I got nothing else.
Hold on. Let me go back to my old notes.
We said funny things.
Previous episode.
Hey, it won't make your life worse.
Don't throttle the 6-inch. I don't know what that means. It's from old notes. Water Popped Dragon. Is that an episode title?
That sounds worse than AWP Don.
The Moist Maker.
Oh.
There it is.
Poop Knife. These are all our notes.
These are all terrible for sponsors.
We have the best notes, really, honestly.
Why don't we just do
I like
pump
the
brakes?
Skin.
Pump the brakes.
Of
Pump the
colada.
brakes.
Pump the brakes. We've been doing
Knuckle
the pump the brakes.
please.
You're going, wait.
Fat guy energy? No, that's an
Nope.
That's a good one. That's an episode title.
The code phrase is pump the brakes. That is your code phrase. Send that to us.
5 horsepower Nintendo Switch.
No. Pump the brakes, Mike. No, really, pump the brakes.
Eddie White biography. Oh, okay.
Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes is your code phrase. Send that to us in an email at awpgiveaway@gmail.com, and you will be entered into this month's giveaway sponsored by Macbeth Hardwood. Thank you very much, Macbeth.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Macbeth.
you and everything
Awesome.
you do for our podcast.
Yeah.
On with the show. We got more questions?
Nope, that's it. Thanks
Oh,
to
man. Weird.
Macbeth for that giveaway. Thanks to everyone who listened. Thanks. We're back. We're back.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 52 episodes this year. No, we're not. We're not gonna do one during Workbench Con. So we'll miss something. But that's it. That's it. That's the only ones we'll miss.
I thought we were going to do 100 at Workbench Con live from the bar.
No, we're not. We're not recording a pod.
Damn. I'm not bringing equipment to the bar.
We're not bringing
That
equipment.
sounds horrible.
Oh, wait, I do want to mention one other thing. Everyone, blow out your HEPA filters this week. New year.
All right.
New you. Oh, Mike
New
did
year,
his.
new
I did
HEPA
mine when I
filter.
got back. No, blow out your HEPA filters.
I did too.
Most people probably
It was
haven't
bad.
cleaned their filters in a while. You got a little blower on your
Man,
ceiling?
I love
Clean
cleaning
them
out my
out.
HEPA filter. I love that. Going out back, getting my backpack
neighbors
blower
hate
on. Oh yeah, neighbors would hate it for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It looks like the Dust Bowl when I'm done.
I do it early in the morning. Psych, I do it late at night because I don't wake up early in the morning.
Oh,
That's
you're
crazy.
that guy.
Well, who's running a leaf blower
You
at
should do it in the
10 o'clock at night?
It's a battery-powered leaf blower. It's not as loud
Dunlap.
and annoying.
Dunlap.
Anyway, let's wrap this up, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, everyone. Don't forget to share the show. Check us all out on Instagram, YouTube, Etsy,
TikTok,
Pinterest,
Patreon.
Facebook. Facebook's a thing. Check out our reels on Facebook. We have reels over there on Facebook. Check them out.
I still don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Facebook's
Good
weird.
to be back,
All right.
guys.
Everyone have a
Good to
good one. It is good to be back.
I already
Feels
miss
good.
your
It feels
sense.
right.
Your
And we're
I
out.
do too.
All right.
It was a nice time. We're out
Love
now.
you long
Okay,
time.
bye.
Love you.
Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye. Bye, bye, bye,
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Kill it.